beauties, welcome to your weekly wellness horoscope. This is your weekly guide to helping you use astrological guidance to stay on the path to wellness. What do you think about that soundbite? I'm thinking about using that on a regular basis. Anyway, there was this eclipse thing that happened. Did you hear about it? No? The super blood wolf moon eclipse that we had on January 20th and 21st. It was a big deal, but what does it actually mean? The first thing that we unpack here is that eclipses always mean the conclusion of something. We often hear that eclipses are about letting go of something, but really it is letting go, but it's also about what something is coming to conclusion. And because our eclipse was in, the moon eclipse was in Leo, it's the conclusion of something pretty big. Because what's the Leo energy? Leo energy is all, Leos are the showstoppers of the zodiac. I'm a Leo. We are all about doing things very big. And actually, this super blood wolf moon eclipse, lunar eclipse, was the conclusion of that solar eclipse that we had 2 years ago on August 21st, 2017, which was also my birthday. So I had quite a big conclusion happen recently. The Astro twins actually said it best. They said the energy of this eclipse was about restoring your roar. And as a Leo whose birthday was 2 years ago on the solar eclipse, I definitely feel like my roar has been restored. On February 4th, we're about to see a new moon in Aquarius. So the first thing that we have to unpack is that a new moon and a full moon are two different energies, okay? A new moon is going to bring you that introspective energy. It's the time when we go inward and we start planning and observing and just taking stock of our feelings, right? And a full moon is when we express those feelings. We express that energy. That's why when, people say that hospital emergency rooms go crazy on a full moon, because that's when the wolf comes out, right? The expression comes out. So when we're talking about a new moon, it's actually meant to be more of an insular energy. It's something that's asking us to go within. And when we pair that new moon energy with the very humanitarian and activist and future-minded sign of Aquarius, what we're experiencing is this desire to think of the future, think of a bigger future. Basically, this is a time for dreaming big. Sometimes dreaming big is just my band is playing a venue. Maybe we could play a bigger venue. Had we ever thought about that? Or I'm going to take this job and it's around what I could do, but maybe there's something even bigger for me. We need space to dream. And so this new moon is asking us to take the time to go inside and to dream. How can I expand this future that I have planned for myself? It's really important to know what your moon sign is. We all know what our sun sign is, but the moon represents our emotions. And arguably, I think it's even actually more important than knowing your sun sign, because no matter how tough you are, you still make decisions and you still have reactions guided by your emotions. And that's what the moon is all about. So when we have like this new moon in Aquarius, make sure you check your own moon sign and you can kind of see how you will be affected by the new moon in Aquarius. So what is my suggestion for getting through this new moon energy that we're going to be feeling until later this month? And honestly, new moon in Aquarius stuff, sleep, because dreaming big is a big job and it's going to be actually pretty exhausting. So making sure that you set your alarm clock for getting more sleep, basically. That's how you can use this energy. And also pay attention to your dreams, because this is a time when you'll be dreaming inward but also outward. So make sure that you receive all the messages that you're getting. Okay, I love this. On February 3rd, Venus moves into Capricorn. What does that even mean? Okay. So Venus is what we find attractive. Venus is what we love. It's like what we see in the crowd, and it's glittery and it excites us, you know. That's Venus, that love goddess energy. And when we pair that with Capricorn, which I often call the kind of stern father energy of the zodiac, we get this global desire to or global attraction to people who represent that kind of older energy, that kind of more interested in business and institutions and traditions, maybe even. But Capricorn is mostly interested in leaving a legacy. And so this is kind of like the silver fox time. You know, when I think about Venus and Capricorn, I'm thinking of like Catherine McPhee and David Foster, you know, like all of us are going to or be attracted to the silver foxes, the older people with the wisdom, but the wisdom that has to do with like business or structures, not necessarily just like nebulous wisdom like the gurus. Like we're talking about attracted to people who have some stature in the business world, or if it's not an older person physically, it's just a younger person who has that kind of entrepreneurial spirit, who is like an older soul. It doesn't necessarily have to come in the older body, but that's what we're kind of attracted to right now. People who who are interested in creating legacies. And if you know a Capricorn, that is one of their biggest deals. A Capricorn is interested in what they're going to leave behind. You know, every sign of the zodiac represents a different time in human development, and Capricorn represents the time of retirement, whatever that age is for that period in history. You know, it's the time when you have grown up, you've gotten some education, you've lived a little, you've gone out in the world, you've worked hard, maybe you created a family, you've explored, and now you're looking at, well, what do I want to build that will live here and be here when I am gone? That is the Capricorn energy. And if you know a Capricorn, that's all they talk about is business and what they're going to leave behind and their legacy, whether it's an emotional legacy or a financial legacy, or even the legacy of the structure of their family. This is something that they're very interested in. So, by the way, all you Capricorns, you should be dusting off your online dating profiles, because everybody is going to want to have at ya this month. So the way that we're all going to be feeling this Venus and Capricorn energy, the way that you can use it is to ask your inner Capricorn, like, one, how can I beautify my business if I have a business? How can I bring more love and harmony into the face of my business? Because Capricorn also represents our public persona and our careers. And another great question to ask yourself about yourself or your career is, how can I leave a legacy? What is going to be my stamp that lives beyond me? Those are great questions to ask, because that's an energy that people are going to be really responding to right now. Okay. This is arguably the worst part of this month for me because on February 10th, Mercury will be moving into Pisces. The Mercury energy, Mercury is what we talk, how we speak, how we communicate, also how we messenger things, how we get packages across, how we move information, okay? And when Mercury is joined with Pisces, which is, you know, all of this kind of spacey, nebulous, very fantasy-like energy. I call Pisces the Jedis of the zodiac because they are extremely wise, but it comes from a place of transcendence, you know. The reason why it's kind of a difficult energy for me is because everybody is going to be speaking like Tolkien. This is, you know, and I have Mercury in Virgo, which is a very practical, pragmatic, detail-oriented, structured energy that needs resolutions. Okay, I don't like speaking unless there's going to be a resolution. And so this whole idea that, you know, all these conversations are going to be happening that have no end, you know, is very difficult for me. Like, I actually just came back from silent retreat and I might go back there because the world on mute is what I could use right now. But for everybody else, and you know, if you have a Mercury and an Earth sign, you might feel similarly to me, but for everyone else, this is an energy of like fantasy and dreaming, and you're probably going to be very attracted to talking about spiritual things, very attracted to talking to spiritual people. Very attracted to having conversations that are outside of the norm, that really bring a sense of magic and that kind of excitement into your life. And so, you know, if you're a writer or an artist or a musician, this is a great time to get your songs out there, to communicate your message. You will just be lit up within with a desire to express this Pisces energy. And to be honest, all of us will be receiving it too, because we're all feeling it. This is a global energy. A really great way to kind of cut through this fog is to use a flower essence that I love. It's called Clematis, and it actually just helps you get everything, like refine everything down, just keep moving forward even though your thoughts might get a little foggy. And this will be helpful too for people who do have some sort of natal Mercury in Pisces or Pisces like thinking qualities. If you are, say, a museum curator, or you are trying to get your Pisces artistic thoughts across and you haven't been able to do them so well, this is a great way to take this flower essence and really refine your speech down. It will help you to clear your thoughts so that you can make really impactful, have really impactful conversations. Now, the best thing for me about this new Mercury in Pisces is that we have a new full moon in Virgo coming right after it on February 19th. And I'll talk a little bit more about that on that week. But Virgo energy is basically about taking all of our big dreams that we've been dreaming this month with the new moon in Aquarius and putting them into action. Because what? Virgo likes results, right? If you would like to have a astrological reading with me, or would like to start astrological empowerment coaching with me, just reach out to me through my website. I have all the information there about how you can do that. And if you have a specific question about your own chart and you would love to have some guidance about it, email me the question with your birth information. That's birth date, birth time, and birth location. And perhaps I will answer your question on one of these future episodes of the weekly wellness horoscope. So until next week, take care of yourself and have a great time.